So here's how I solved that particular problem is I went ahead and set up a function called render table headings. I copied in the table code, the headings, the TR creation, the iterating over them, right? And then appending the TR, and then I returned the table. And by returning it, first thing I did in my render table, okay? Okay, so first I set up that function. Those are the things I had in there. And now what I did is just called the function. And now inside of the render table, I have the TBL reference that I can then use in the rest of my code. Okay, that's how I solved that particular one and how I recommend solving that particular one as well. Okay, so now let's do these buttons. Okay, so let's think about the buttons. The buttons still need to be created in the context of this loop, okay? Because we're still looping over and creating these TDs, right? Okay, so let's think about, right? So now we're going to create another TD outside of the loop because this is nothing that is the data. This is our edit and delete button. So now we're going to say const, right? T button TD. Right? We could have called it lowercase, but document dot create element TD. So let's create that column. And now let's create the button. So const, right? Let's do edit TBN. TBN is abbreviation for button. Document dot create element, right? And in this case, button. Cool. And we could just grab it, but let's just go ahead and do edit. So the text content here would be equal to edit because without any text in there, right? There's nothing it won't show the button itself. Okay, so now that's our edit button. So let's go ahead and copy that to make our lives a little easier. Let's do delete DEL. Okay, it's still a button, but on the DEL button, right? This time it would be okay, delete. Cool. So now that we've built up these, now what do we need to do? Is we need to append, right? So we want to do btn button dot append child, right? And we have to actually do them separately. We can't do them together. You need to do them separately, append child. And we will talk about, but generally when you're doing this kind of building up the DOM, you're using the append child method and not just the append method, okay? There's situations where you'd want to use the append, but for most building like we're doing, we're building the DOM. Okay, so TD, we're going to append that again. We're going to do append child. And now we're going to append what? We're going to append the delete button to it. So now we have, right? Now we have the TD, the TR. Okay, we have those set up. So what else do we need to do here? All right. We still have the reference to the TR. So we want to append child. Okay. The TD. Sorry, button TD. So let's just kind of go over this code. So we created another TD because we had used this for loop here for the object to iterate over to create those TDs for all the data that we had in the my data. And then once we finished iterating over it, we still needed to build something else for the table. So we created a button variable we created DT to hold the buttons. We created the buttons, we updated their text content, and then we appended the edit and the delete button into the TD for the button, and then we appended into the TR the TD that holds the buttons, and then we updated the table with the TR. So let's see if we got it right. Let's see if it actually works. See if the moment of yes, it does. That's awesome. Okay. So if we do it again, because of the way we've written it, right? Now we have a different problem, which is okay. That's fun. We get to deal with that, right? So at this point, we have it creating it twice. We could talk about why. I wonder if your head is already thinking about why that's true, right? Okay. So maybe that's the next challenge I'll give you now that we've actually created, because this is kind of what I wanted to do just for the first assignment, right? Okay, so pause here. No, 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 no. We're going to have you commit this. On the next one, I'll give you that challenge. Okay, or I'll just show you the code. But you know what? I know, gets confusing, right? Now, how can we fix the rendering table issue at the end of the first assignment in week 10, just to be specific, so you know how what's your take. And if you want to try see if you can do it. See what would it take. It wouldn't take, actually, I think one line of code would do it. Okay, give that, and then commit your code. Have you commit your code with the table success. We've successfully generated the dynamic table with code. So we're going to call this one success. Okay, and make sure you update that README file.